I'm Paige. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from tiny Ontario, Canada.
A young woman with a passion for skiing and snowboarding overcomes a past trauma to learn the art of resilience.
I was in ski lessons when I was 9 or 10, and I had been begging mom and dad to let me snowboard. They were like, no, not until you're 10 years old, and all my other friends snowboarded, and I thought it was the cool kid thing to do. So when I hit 10, Dad let me switch to snowboarding, and then did that for 9 years. Snowboarding's one of my passions because it just had a huge influence on me when I was younger.
The bravest thing a person can do is overcome past trauma to accomplish a goal. This is exactly what 21-year-old Paige Pelliero does in an attempt to get back into park snowboarding after a devastating fall in 2019. Paige takes us through the events that lead up to her injury, her slow recovery, and her resilience in the sport of skiing/snowboarding. This documentary examines the strength it takes to not give up when the goal seems impossible. The film's point of view is taken from Paige's perspective as she takes the audience through her experience snowboarding. By providing Paige's perspective, I want the audience to feel the emotions and her mental state. This creates a sense of suspense and relationship between Paige and the audience. I want the audience to feel inspired, apprehensive, hopeful, suspenseful, and content with her story. I want the audience to be left feeling inspired and to have a greater understanding that you don't have to be great at something to be passionate about it and to go out and try something new. I am interested in creating this documentary because I remember when Paige was first hurt and she has never returned to park snowboarding since. She basically quit snowboarding altogether after the accident, and I feel like this documentary is a way to push her out of her comfort zone and remind her about doing what she loved. I'm now going to play a clip of Paige's accident. Please give me feedback on what you think could be added or taken away from this.
So I finished work. It was just a regular work day for me. A couple of my friends messaged me and asked me if I wanted to go snowboarding that night, and I was super down. And got to the ski hill, just started hanging out, doing some laps, and then we decided to go in the park. Doing some laps in the park, everything was fine. I went off a 35-foot jump, and as soon as I left the jump, I was like, this is not gonna be good. As soon as I hit the ground, I just crumbled under my feet. I tried to stand back up right away because I thought I was gonna be fine, and I couldn't stand up. And that's when I knew that something really bad had happened. About 10 minutes later, one of the ski patrollers came up, first aid guys came up and took me down in a toboggan. It was the most pain I'd ever been in, and I thought for sure something was broken. I didn't know what, and I was just put in the ER. Nurses started cutting my snow pants off and cutting my leggings off, and had herniated my L4 and L5 pretty badly. Had severe tissue damage on my left glute. Physio gave me pretty much a 6-month mark of full recovery, and then my chiropractor with my herniated discs said it would be 2 years, but they would never fully recover. Herniated discs don't ever really fully heal, so I just was like, oh, I'm screwed for life now. The first few weeks of recovery were just brutal because I couldn't lay down flat because it was just too painful. So I just laid on the recliner upstairs in my living room and couldn't move off of it. I was given crutches to get to and from places, but I couldn't put any weight on my legs. So I pretty much just hobbled around on crutches and had people help me move and walk. Pretty much my daily trips were to the bathroom and back, and couldn't move or do much. It was just holy smokes, this is serious, and I never want to do this again. I never want to be stuck and not be able to move again. Ready to go? Holy. Okay, here we go. Stay far away, because you never know what's gonna happen. Okay, nice. That was not that bad.
The film follows a 3-act structure with the accident as the main conflict and her mental battle with going into the park again. The audience will witness the main conflicting forces of her accident and her attempt back into park snowboarding when she is faced with the mental battle of facing her fears. The structure will have a backstory, her introduction to snowboarding/skiing, the main conflict, which is the accident, and the following action of her continuing park snowboarding or not because of her back. The next clip that I'm showing is Paige's first time hitting a jump in 3 years. This was a big feat for her.
First time in 3 years, baby. Now back to the 35.
Her voiceover will be used to tell the story while video footage plays in the background to add context. The footage will consist of archive videos from her accident back in 2019, skiing shots of her in the park, and B-roll of scenic mountain shots, drone footage, and other supplementary shots. On-screen text will be used to divide her story into 3 parts: pre-accident, accident, and post-accident. Paige Palero is the main character in this film. She is faced with the conflict of getting back into snowboarding after an injury in 2019. She is obstructed by fear of going into the park and learning new tricks. This creates tension for the character because she wants to make the most out of the season, and we see in this film that she is resilient, passionate, and positive. The aesthetic qualities will work together to enhance the severity of the accident and the emotion of the film. Most of the footage will be filmed on a tripod with some following shots when shooting footage at the hill. The editing style will use the main character's voiceover to tell the story, while pictures and videos provide context. During snowboarding montages, music will play to elevate the footage and catch the viewer's attention. Other considerations that I need feedback and suggestions on is how to turn down the background noise in the interview clips, because for some reason it's very fuzzy in the background. As well, I want to know if anyone has any ideas on how to separate the past from the present. So when I'm showing the archive footage, I want to know if I should use a certain filter to make it look like we're looking into her past, or any suggestions that anyone has on that.